Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Yasodanandana Vrajajanaranjana. Yasodanandana Vrajajanaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yasodanandana Vrajajanaranjana. Yasodanandana Vrajajanaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Goranitai, Jaya Goranitai, Goranitai, Jaya Goranitai. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Om Vishubha Paramahamsa Parivrajya Kacharya Ashtara Sata Sri Srimad His Mangles et Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada Ki Jai Jaya Om Vishubha Paramahamsa Parivrajya Kacharya Ashtara Sata Sri Srimad His Mangles Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Seko Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Ki Jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kundgiri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Srimati Tulasi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan Ki Jai, Sri Sri Gaunitai Ki Jai, Sri Sri Jagannath Subhadra Baladev Ki Jai, Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the Samadhivatis, all glories to the Samadhivatis, all glories to the Samadhivatis, all glories to Sri Guru, Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Vasyabhutade, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine, Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauramani Pacharine, Nirvesesha Sunyavadi Pastyatya Dedatarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Avatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first skanda, 12th chapter, sloka number 27. Etat vimana pravaram uttamasloka maulina upastapitam ayushman adirodhum tvam arhasi etad vimana pravaram uttamasloka maulina upastapitam adirodhum tvam arhasi etad vimana pravaram uttamasloka maulina upastapitam adhirodhum tvamarhasi etad vimana pravaram uttamasloka maulina upastapitam adhirodhum tvamarhasi. Vaishnavis. Etat, this, Vimana, airplane, Pravaram, unique, Uttama Sloka, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Maulina, by the head of all living entities, Upastapitam, sent, Ayushman, O immortal one, Adirodhum, to board, Tvam, you, Arhasi, are worthy. Translation, O immortal one, this unique airplane has been sent by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is worshipped by selected prayers and who is the chief of all living entities. You are quite worthy to board such a plane. Please repeat. O immortal one, this unique airplane has been sent by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is worshipped by selected prayers and who is the chief of all living entities. You are quite worthy to board such a plane. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. According to astronomical calculation, along with the pole star, there is another star which is called Sisumara, where Lord Vishnu, who is in charge of the maintenance of this material world, resides. Sisumara or Dhruvaloka can never be reached by anyone but the Vaishnavas, as will be described by the following slokas. The associates of Lord Vishnu brought the special airplane for Dhruva Maharaj and then informed him that Lord Vishnu had especially sent this airplane. The Vaikuntha airplane does not move by mechanical arrangement. There are three processes for moving in outer space. Sri Sri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai, Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan Ki Jai, Sri Sri Jagannath Subhadra Baladev Ki Jai. One of the processes is known to the modern scientist. It is called Kapota Vayu. Ka means outer space, and Pota means ship. There is a second process also called Kapota Vayu. Kapota means pigeon. One can train pigeons to carry one into outer space. The third process is very subtle. It is called Akasha Patana. This Akasha Patana system is also material. Just as the mind can fly anywhere one likes without mechanical arrangement, so the Akasha Patana airplane can fly at the speed of mind. Beyond this Akasha Patana system is a Vaikuntha process, which is completely spiritual. The airplane sent by Lord Vishnu to carry Dhruva Maharaj to Sisumara was a completely spiritual, transcendental airplane. Material scientists can neither see such vehicles nor imagine how they fly in the air. The material scientist has no information about the spiritual sky, although it is mentioned in the Bhagavad-Gita, Parastasma tu bhavanya. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Ladita Sri Visakamitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We are going to the chapter entitled Dhruva Maharaj Goes Back to Godhead. So this is the final arrangement made by Lord Vishnu to take Dhruva Maharaj to his own kingdom. It had been the promise of Lord Vishnu to Dhruva when Dhruva at the age of 5 had done tapasya for the sake of a kingdom greater than one of Lord Brahma. But Lord Vishnu was very pleased with the tapasya of Dhruva Maharaj because he was single-mindedly worshipping Lord Vishnu, even though for some material motive. But Lord Vishnu is he sees the essence, and the essence in Dhruva Maharaj was that he had received the blessing of Narada Muni, and he had developed devotion for the Lord. So the essence, even though the motivation apparently was somewhat materialistic, but Lord Vishnu took the essence of it. So he granted the boon to Dhruva Maharaj that after ruling the kingdom of your father for so many thousands of years, you will come to me. So now is the promise. Lord Vishnu never forgets his promise. He was very much attached to Dhruva Maharaj, and therefore he sent a special airplane along with 2 of his associates, Nanda Sunanda, to pick up Dhruva Maharaj and to bring him to his own kingdom that will be called Dhruva Loka or Sisumara. When we hear that our destination is the spiritual world of Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna, some may think that, what shall I do there? One disciple asked from Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, when we are in Goloka Vrindavan, what kind of prasadam are we going to eat? So Prabhupada answered, first of all, you go there, then you can see. There is no need to have so much doubt about what to do in the spiritual world. Everything will be arranged. Here we have to work for our living. As Prabhupada mentioned so many times, seeing how people from early in the morning, before 6 o'clock in the morning, they have to rush, take a train or bus and go to their place of work, and then come back later in the night. So Prabhupada mentions that once in such a family, the father was going early morning, coming back in the night, and he had one child. So one day, when the child was about 5 years old, he is asking from his mother, Amma, who is this person who has come to the house late in the night The child was not sleeping at that time, and he saw somebody coming to the house. So mother explained, he is your father. But the child so far had no opportunity to see the father. Father is so busy going for work. So in the Vaikuntha Loka, there will not be any such anxiety for living purpose. There, the living entities are eternally situated in their eternal position, serving Lord Vishnu in great happiness and without any anxiety whatsoever. So one should be very eager to fix this as our objective. Why should we wait for so many lifetimes? In the Bhagavad-Gita, Lord Krishna says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavam maam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sarmahatma sudurlabha. It may take many, many lifetimes for a jnani to come to the point of Krishna consciousness. So that is the problem for the impersonalists. They are not interested in the spiritual world or in the personality of Godhead. They are thinking that the ultimate perfection is to merge into the impersonal Brahman. So it takes many, many lifetimes for them to come to that realization of the Supreme Lord Krishna as the Supreme Lord. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavacharyas, they are very much eager to give this message of Godhead, that the absolute truth is not impersonal. It is the personality of Godhead is present there, and he is awaiting. He is looking forward for all the living entities to go back home, back to Godhead. The purpose of this material world is to enable us to revive our Krishna consciousness. We have a tendency to forget the Supreme Lord, and therefore, misusing our small independence, we have come to this material world. But the real object of this world is not for enjoying the world, but to revive our original Krishna consciousness. So if we can do this in the association of pure devotees, taking instructions from the spiritual master, it is our great fortune, and we should make it our goal of life without any deviation. Just as Dhruva Maharaj was completely fixed up in Krishna consciousness, even though he had some other motive, but he was thinking of the Lord constantly. In this way, he received the mercy of the Lord. So Prabhupada gave another example in this connection, how we should think of the Lord, even though the motive may be somewhat distorted. There was a Bhagavad Saptaha going on, and in the audience, there was a person of a doubtful character, but somehow he was attending this Bhagavad Saptaha, and in the course of the lecture, the speaker was telling that, see, Lord Krishna in Vrindavan, every day he goes to the forest, and before that, his mother Yasoda is putting nice dress and a beautiful golden necklace and other precious stones, a bracelet, and in this way, he is beautifully decorated. Lord Krishna is a small boy, very innocent boy. He goes with his friends to see the cows and calves in the forest. Nobody is there, only Lord Krishna and his friends are there and the cows. So this person of doubtful character, he is actually a thief. And he is thinking, oh, this is wonderful. Oh, Krishna is in Vrindavan as a small boy and decorated with very valuable gems and gold. So I want to go there. I want to go and see this boy. And then I will take away his valuable jewels. In this way, I will earn my living. So this thief, after hearing the lecture, is very much eager. With great eagerness, he goes to Vrindavan. And by the mercy of Krishna, he is able to go to the forest there, and he sees Lord Krishna, so beautiful, effulgent, with all the valuable decoration and dress, and playing with the other cowherd boys. And this thief is calling Lord, please come here. Hey, my dear boy, please come here. Then Krishna comes next to him, and that thief is telling him, my dear boy, now don't mind. I'm going to take away your jewels and decorations. Then Krishna says, no, 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 don't do that. My mother, Yasoda, she'll become very upset. So please don't take away my decorations, because she'll be very angry against me. And if, no, 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 why, please give me your decorations. See, I'm very much eager to have your beautiful decoration. No, no, Krishna, no. He said, no, I will not give you my decorations. So in this way, there's a dialogue going on between Krishna and the thief. And in the process, the thief becomes increasingly attracted to the beauty of Lord Krishna. And so much so that he is so much enchanted, then he simply offers obeisances to Lord Krishna. Oh, my dear boy, you are really wonderful. I want to worship you forever. So see, even such a character, bad character, was completely reformed in the association of Lord Krishna. So whatever may be the motive, if one is so eager, with great determination, to see Lord Krishna, for whatever motive it may be, but there will be success at the end, because by association with Lord Krishna, or the pure devotee of Krishna, all our material motivations will be completely evaporated, and the final, what will remain is only pure devotion. So Dhruva Maharaj was another example of such a person who became a pure devotee and got the unlimited mercy of Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu. So Prabhupada describes, as in the sloka it is mentioned, that this Nanda Sunanda, they address Dhruva Maharaj and they tell him that this Vimana Pravaram has been sent by Uttama Sloka Mavalina, the Supreme Lord who is praised with transcendental poetic verses, and who is the chief of all living entities. So please don't be afraid, don't have any doubt where this plane will go. I can assure you that you will achieve the perfect destination. So in this way, Nanda Sunanda invite Dhruva Maharaj to come and board the plane, because you are worthy of it. So in the purpose, Srila Prabhupada explains that there are planets in the material world, Sisumara or Dhruvaloka. Sisumara is a constellation, Dhruvaloka is a part of it, and these are special planets not material, completely spiritual, even though situated in the material world. But they are spiritual kingdom where Lord Vishnu personally resides. And it is very extraordinary that even within this material world, such planets are situated. So it may be very difficult to understand. But all the other planets of the universe, they circumambulate this Dhruvaloka or Sisumara, keeping them on the right side. And how to explain this? Prabhupada explained to his disciples that just like you have here this chandelier, so the chandelier at the top, you see, and then below that, so many different parts. So Prabhupada made an explanation that this top portion is this Dhruvaloka or Sisumara, and below that, all the planets. And if the chandelier can rotate like this, then that means that he will circumambulate the Dhruvaloka who is situated above. So that is the meaning of circumambulation of all the planets around Dhruvaloka. Dhruvaloka beyond, situated beyond Brahmaloka. And Srila Prabhupada wanted to explain the structure of the universe in Mayapur. Everybody knows that the Mayapur temple has been called the, what is that name? Huh? No. The Vedic Planetarium. Vedic Planetarium. Prabhupada wanted the temple to be exhibiting this Vedic Planetarium with the idea that all those who are coming to Mayapur to see the temple, to see the deities, to take darshan, participate in the temple function, should also have an idea of what is the structure of the universe, because the material scientists, they have their own idea, which is quite different. So in order to counteract this material propaganda of the modern scientists, Prabhupada wanted to exhibit the universe according to Vedic description as found in Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas. So that is the idea of Vedic Planetarium. And when the temple will be completed, then when you enter, you will be able to see all the planets, including the Earth planet, the Moon, the Sun, all the planets, and above every planet, at the top, Dhruvaloka, Sisumara. So that is what Srila Prabhupada wanted, that there should be some special feature in this temple, not like any other temple. It is very special, and that will attract also the whole world to see the Vedic conception of the universe. That will be very interesting. I remember that the Bhaktivedanta Institute, founded by Srila Prabhupada, was having this objective to present the structure of the universe to the modern scientists. And one of the members of the Bhaktivedanta Institute, Richard Thompson, his name was, and then he took Diksha under the name of, I just forgot. So anyway, he was a very brilliant student in the field of science, and he joined Bhakti Swarup Swami's Bhaktivedanta Institute. And at one point here in Hyderabad, you may have seen that besides the Venkateshwar Swami temple established by Birla family, there is, on the side of it, there is a science museum, observatory also founded by Birla family. And in that museum, there is some dioramas, some display of various aspects of modern science, including the origin of mankind. So they display mankind coming from the apes. It is very strange to see this because the whole hill occupied by the temple of Venkateshwar Swami and this scientific museum is a holy place. And how can they show? On the one side you have Lord Vishnu presiding over the entire world, and on the other side you have man coming from monkeys. So it is not at all correct. So anyway, many times we have discussed with the director of that museum. I went there many times. And at one time, the director wanted to convey a conference on modern and Vedic cosmology. So I told him this is a very good subject matter, and in our society we have one very learned disciple and in this way our Bhaktivedanta Institute disciple was invited to come. He came all the way from America and participated in a conference. In the conference, many great scientists in the field of astronomy and Vedic cosmology had come, about 50 of them. And when it was the time for William, what's his name, William, to speak. So all of them were very eager. They were thinking, how this Westerner, how does he know about Vedic cosmology and so on? So anyway, they were eager to hear what he has to say. And he spoke for about 1 hour. And at the end, throughout the lecture, he captured the attention of the audience. And at the end, everybody was completely overwhelmed by the lecture, showing how the Vedic system of cosmology is far beyond the modern science. What is found in the Vedas, in the Puranas, Bhagavatam, is something which is far beyond the modern science. And although there are some common points, but there are also many descriptions which are different. And Richard Thompson, he presented the subject matter in such a way that they were very much convinced that, yes, this Vedic description is superior. So they had so much admiration for this gentleman of the Bhaktivedanta Institute. I don't know how I can forget his name. Unfortunately, he passed away, unfortunately, sometime later. But he wrote a book. Actually, I would like to see these books of Bhaktivedanta Institute here in the library. One book he wrote on the Vedic cosmology, and this is following the Bhagavatam and giving the conclusion, making a comparison with the modern science. This is what Srila Prabhupada wanted, that the modern scientists actually have no idea. They are simply trying to examine with their own senses the universe, either with their own eyes or with some telescope or some type of device, man-made. And whatever is man-made is certainly deficient. It is imperfect. But the descriptions of the Vedas are perfect. So that we have to understand. So here Prabhupada is mentioning also the different types of airplanes. Airplanes are described in the Vedic literature. For the modern man, it is very surprising. They are thinking that airplane is just a modern invention, maybe 100 years old. And how in the Vedas description of airplanes, no. In this way, they are dismissing Vedic literature, considering that this is only fantasy, simply imagination from Vedavyas, poetical description. But no, the airplanes mentioned in the Vedas are the real airplanes. It's not just a imagination from the writer. Just like it is described, Ramayana described how Lord Ramchandra from the South India went back to Ayodhya by airplane, carrying all the other associates of the Lord. And then again, from Ayodhya, another airplane later on took all the inhabitants of Ayodhya to the spiritual world. So these airplanes are there since time immemorial in the Vedic society. And there are many such descriptions. Just like earlier in the Bhagavatam, there was description of how Kardama Muni, after marrying Devahuti, manufactured or presented an airplane to his wife. This airplane was just like a wonderful palace, flying palace. And he took his wife and himself. They went throughout the universe, going through all the different planets, and then coming back to the earth at the end. So this airplane has been described in many passages. Even in Krishna Lila, we see that even a demon like Putana, she could fly in the air. Of course, that was a different system. Prabhupada mentions that even now to this day, in northwest of India, there are people who are able to fly in the air, taking help of a branch of a tree. They sit on the branch of a tree, and with a special mantras or special power, they are able to fly in the sky. So Putana is a demon. So to construct an airplane is not necessarily angelic. Not only angels can fly, demons also can fly, such as Putana. So the airplanes built by the modern scientists, they are very imperfect, very imperfect. The Lord, in the creation, has created so many types of airplanes, which we can see. We can see small airplanes as small as a mosquito. And we can see big airplanes, big birds out there. They are also flying in the sky perfectly. We never see any mosquito having air accident. There is no accident for these animals who are flying in the air. That is the perfection of the Lord's creation. You see? Although, of course, they have to suffer old age and death, but we don't see such accidents, like plane accidents. Recently, the highest officer in the army, he died in a helicopter accident, crashing to the ground. We never see this in nature. We never see a fly crashing to the ground, killed in such an accident. That is the perfection of the Lord's creation. So what is the power of a modern scientist? He is trying to imitate. You see, the plane is trying, it is an imitation of what is found in nature. But it is imperfect. because we are not meant for that. Our human capability is not that perfect. The Lord can construct a perfect airplane, and they are being reproduced. Mosquitoes are creating children and children, so many generations, and all of them are endowed with the same ability to fly. I heard some flies can fly 800 kilometers per hour. Now here there's a description of pigeon, capota. Some people I've seen in Hyderabad, many people are devoted to pigeons. That is very wonderful. I see them feeding the pigeons, and the pigeons come by hundreds. Hundreds of pigeons are coming, being fed by the people. There is one place in Koti, Kabutarkhana, where the pigeons are given special facility, special housing, and feeding and so on. People come there every day and they take care of the pigeons, Kabutarkhana. So people, pious people, they think that is very good. They are in this way worshipping the pigeons. So the pigeons have also this wonderful ability to fly. Amongst all the birds, pigeons are certainly best able to fly. They can fly thousands of kilometers without any break. Some, they go from northern side to southern side of the earth and without any break over the ocean, and they reach their destination. Other birds also, they are called migratory birds, and they go in the winter season. They go from south to north, again in the winter from north to south to enjoy the suitable atmosphere. And they go to the same place. Not only they fly, but they don't lose their way. They know exactly where to go. And even after hundreds and thousands of kilometers, they reach the same place every year. So this is wonderful creation of the Lord. Man cannot create this type of airplane, and always there have been accidents. So another type of airplane is by mind. So there's a mechanical type and there's a mental. By mind also you can travel. So that is also another siddhi. Some yogis, Prabhupada was mentioning that some of these yogis visiting their house in Calcutta, and they travel by mind. They go from one place, they go to Haridwar, Badrinaran, and go to South India, and then Dwarka, Puri. Like this, they visit these holy places, they take baths. They take baths there. And in this way, they are flying in the sky. Prabhupada was mentioning this. And by mind, because by mind they can do it in one moment. So one example of this can be understood by, when in a family, the elder son has gone to America for study and then getting a job there. So the parents are constantly thinking of their sons, especially the mother. So the mother will be cleaning the house and she will see, oh, this is my son's shirt. She will see a shirt there. And immediately as she sees the shirt, she will think of son. And she will immediately, project herself to America, where the son is located. In this way, she will travel to the mind thousands of miles immediately by thinking of her son in such a manner. She will forget everything. simply thinking, what is my son doing, how he's studying, and so on. So that is the power of the mind. But the mind is not capable to take us to Vaikuntha Loka. That is a superior destination, beyond the realm of body-mind. That is only the pure soul. Even Dhruva Maharaj, he has to change his body, even though his body is very exalted, body and mind very exalted. But before going to Vishnu Loka, he will have to take a spiritual body. He'll become very effulgent. So that is the position of Vishnu Loka, beyond the realm of the material universe. So these planes are not available anywhere. They have to come from the spiritual world. They cannot be manufactured. They cannot be imitated by anybody. So in this way, material scientists can neither see such vehicles nor imagine how they fly in the air. That is beyond the capacity of the modern scientists. So those who are students of Vedic literature, they can understand that the Vedic civilization is much more advanced. Even now, what Prabhupada was telling, it is like Vedic civilization can be compared to a very big elephant. A big elephant in the jungle is very wonderful. He can do so many things, and he is the king of all the animals. So that is Vedic civilization. Very, very important, very big, very powerful, very intelligent, and so on. But even when the elephant dies, it is still very valuable, because people will come and take away the ivory tusk and they'll sell on the market for a lot of money. So even dead elephant is also very valuable. So similarly, this Vedic civilization is now practically almost dead, unfortunately, but still, as Prabhupada says, given this example, it is still most valuable, and we can take advantage of whatever remains of the Vedic civilization and take advantage of this Vedic literature and the Acharya's teachings in order to achieve perfection. And our time is up. Any other questions or comments? Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.